Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Wheel in Space, the season finale for Season 5, with the second Doctor. Now, I'll talk about Part 6 first, and then I'll talk about the story as a whole. I love that Part 6 exists. There's actually a lot going on in it, and we get to see, of course, Troughton being Troughton. I just love his performance in this. He's doing all of his little Troughtonisms. I love what he does with his facial expressions and his body language. The scene when he's caught by the two Cybermen, and he's doing that bit where he's acting defeated while trying to get information. He's stalling them, killing him while he's getting information, and they're just sitting there going, you know our ways, because he had already figured out that they had realized somebody on there must have known how they operate and would, of course, want to eliminate him. And I love the bit when he goes, that's why you have to be destroyed. And he's like, I was worried you'd get back to that. Because he's very much doing that thing where he's acting like he's no threat whatsoever. Sure, come on in. He's no danger to you. And then he cuts on the force field, takes one of them out, and the other one can't get to him. This is known as pulling a Troughton. I absolutely love just everything he's doing with his body language and his mannerisms in that scene. And the whole episode in general. The scenes, of course, when Zoe and Jamie are floating around in space look a little 60s classic Who, but that's fine. The effect of the laser being used and the meteorites blowing up is good. The effect of the ship getting blown up is good. I love how it all ties up, how the Doctor manages to get his rod back to power up the laser to destroy the cyber ship. And how they want to use the wheel as a launch point for an invasion on Earth. It all ties up really well. I was kind of surprised the actual controller of the station got killed the way he did. I kind of figured maybe they were going to try to mind control him, but it wouldn't work because he was so in such a state of being whatever was going on with him. So I was kind of surprised when I thought it was cool he kind of went on the offensive, but then the Cyberman just decimated him. I guess that's what happens when somebody who thinks they're all that is not all that. When he just kind of, he's not all there, and but the Cybermen just make short work of him. I was not expecting him to be killed quite like this. Kind of a pointless death, but he's kind of a pointless character. I still hated that Gemma got killed. I liked her as a character, just like I hated that Bill got killed. I was happy that they managed to reverse on a couple of the humans who were being mind-controlled. They were able to reverse that and save them, because I tended to like, especially the one that had gotten in a fight with the other two the previous episode. I like the fact they were able to save him. I liked him. I enjoyed episode 6 a lot, actually. This story, once it picks up the pace, is really good for the most part. The cliffhangers, not the cliffhanger, but the ending's a little odd. I figured the best place to cut it would have been Zoe, where we see her closing the lid, with her sneaking into the TARDIS, where you just see the lid closing. It's interesting to me that, 1, she managed to sneak in and get in it without them noticing. 2, she wasn't, it's bigger on the inside, like some people were. I like the fact she didn't freak out about the interior, and that she managed to get past him, but, let's just shove that aside. But it's odd that it cuts off with him showing her the Daleks. It just felt a little jarring. Because that's the ending of the story. Like, the credits started running, and I was like, that's it? A little jarring. And I hated the fact that the clip they showed her of the Daleks was literally from the only existing episode of a Patrick Troughton Dalek story that we have. We could have had a clip from any other episode of Evil of the Daleks or any episode of Power of the Daleks. Any of those. And instead, they use a clip from the surviving episode 2. Because if they'd used one from another one, we would have at least still had a version of that footage that survived. So there's a huge disappointment where I'm like, oh, that's sad. And then there's the scene when Jamie's saying goodbye to Zoe, and he tells her, well, we won't forget you. That kind of hit me with a pang, because Jamie did forget Zoe. Because he only has his memory of his first adventure with the Doctor, because the Time Lords erased their memories. Now, of course, in Tales from the TARDIS, if you want to count that as canon, they get all of their memories back, but that's, you know, whether you consider that canon or not. But the fact that he said that and I was hit with that little pang of, oh, no, you won't, that kind of hurt. But I enjoyed episode 6 a lot. The story as a whole plods along a bit in the first half, but picks up in the second half, especially in episodes 5 and 6. If there was one more episode of this that I wish existed, it was episode 5. I would love to get episode 5, because episode 5 has a lot going on as well. The first episode's really more just a mystery box of, hey, what's going on? A lot of classic Doctor Who does that with its first episode of what's going on here, with maybe the cliffhanger slightly revealing that. Episode 2 was fine. It was better than episode 1, I thought. At least I think that's what I said in my review. Episode 3 was nice because I actually got to see the whole episode. But they were still kind of plodding along. It was kind of dragging a bit. But I thought episodes 4, 5, and 6, especially 5 and 6, it picked up. Things were happening. Once people started getting on board with, hey, the Cybermen are here, dangerous things are happening, we got to do something, the story picked up a bit. So I can see why the story kind of has its less than stellar reputation. But I do think it comes around on the back end and picks up, especially those final 2 episodes. I'm very, very happy the final episode existed, and I didn't have to experience the final episode as a recon. I actually got to watch it. So I liked it overall. Again, if I was ranking it, it would probably be maybe C tier, but the ending does bump it up a little bit, because I did like those last 2 episodes a lot. So I want to know what you think of The Wheel in Space, so comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button as well. And of course, links to the Patreon down below, P.O. Box down below, all that fun stuff, YouTube memberships available, links to the Amazon wish list. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I do appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. It does help, and it is appreciated. Most importantly, thank you for watching.